Well, what's it like for you as a coach? You've got an abundance of players, obviously, some fifth-year players. What's that like for you?
I guess you've been covering this long enough to know that that hasn't always been the case.
Right?
It's it's nice to have depth and versatility that we don't typically have. The problems it poses are good problems. More competition for playing time develops the talent a little more. People work a little bit harder, I think, but certainly gives us more options.
Um, you guys haven't released a schedule yet. Are you a little anxious to get that finished, or?
I think we're ready to do that shortly, and our schedule's complete, so it'll be released soon. I think we're excited that we're allowed to play as many games as we can up to the 56 max, and I think if everything were to go in a perfect world, we would be a little above 50. So comparing that to what we were at 23, 24 last year, we're happy with that. So we just need to pray for good health.
Do you know about when you'll start, when your first game will be?
Is it the 12th, February 12th? We open up in Lafayette, Louisiana.
Okay.
Missouri State.
Okay. Is that a tournament?
Well, it's a team round robin, double round robin, I guess. We'll play Missouri State and Lafayette, Louisiana and Lafayette twice.
Okay. Thank you, Glenn.
All right, Matt.
Yeah, Coach, with the expanded rosters, bigger rosters this year, how much more important are those early non-conference games to zero in on your team?
Hey, good question. I was worried about the Big 12 following in the Big 10's footsteps and going to conference only, and the non-conference is where you can try some people out and give them opportunities to see what your best nine is. And so you're absolutely right. It's very important that we get those in. And I'm happy that we've decided to do our very best to get those in. Having said that, our roster is, we have another class, but we've been able to maintain a little bit elevated numbers, but not too bad. In fact, it's a good place to be, especially with the possibility of having some quarantines.
And with the possibility of games being canceled, even possibly series being canceled for one reason or another, is it nice being here regionally to where, maybe you can jump in and have a series with so many teams in this region?
You mean being in a place where there's a lot of options around us, driving distance? Is that what?
Yeah, where you can maybe call someone who has a mutual cancellation.
Yeah. I think yes, and I think the word's out that we'll be communicating with just about anybody that wants to play if we start losing games.
Thanks, Coach.
Jerry?
Glenn, with the expanded roster, is this a tough position for freshmen in terms of trying to come in and make an impact? I mean, are they almost, you don't want to say you have to wait your turn, but is there a little bit of that though?
Certainly not an ideal situation for freshmen or even the recruits that are coming. It's a little bit of a log jam with players because you expect players to leave and others to come in, but at the same time, these kids deserve to be able to play out their careers. So I was in favor of that. Life's not always fair. So somebody's going to get the short end of the deal, and those that were waiting through attrition to fill in those voids and have a better opportunity, they're just going to have to work a little bit harder, and it'll pay off for them down the road, I believe.
Knowing how valuable pitching is in your sport, how big was that, having Gia back, but then really just the whole staff? I mean, that's you got good depth there where you haven't always had that.
Yeah, you're right. I can't say enough about what I think about Gia Rodoni, what she's meant to this program, pitching through hardship and injury and still willing to come back and pitch another year. It's just, we're indebted to her, and she's a competitor, as you guys all know, and I think her best is yet to come, and hopefully she'll get rewarded for that tremendous sacrifice.
Glenn, you talked about it a little bit in the first pitch, but just maybe talk a little bit about how y'all are recognizing Lum. And I know for you personally, this has got to be a little bit of a struggle knowing season's right around the corner and he's not right there by your side.
Yeah, I appreciate you asking. Lum will forever be a part of my life and a part of this program, especially as long as we're here. And it's daily that I run across something at practice or around the office that, I want to step in his office or send him a text or joke with him about something. So it's daily, and that's going to stay with us. And I hope it always does. He was a great part of this program. So we're going to miss him dearly, but we are going to recognize him, dedicating our season to him, wearing a ribbon on our helmet. Another cool factor is Oklahoma State reached out to us, and they want to wear his patch on their helmets as well. So, this supersedes softball and sports. It's about real life people. And certainly Lum will be with us. We're going to acknowledge him on our fence this year as well. So looking forward to doing that, but it'll be difficult at times. Certainly blessed by his presence here over the years.
Thank you, Glenn.
John? Nope. John, I think you're muted.
Sorry, still have technical issues. Anyway, Glenn, the poll just came out, the Big 12 poll. What do you think of the strength of the conference this year, especially since they've got a lot of girls back for fourth, fifth years and such?
Yeah, it's very, very good. I don't put a whole lot of credibility into the polls unless we're ranked number one, and then I'll start talking about how accurate they are. So they have us at fourth, but that's okay. I mean, when nobody's seen anybody for a year, you really don't know how to vote. I saw Oklahoma State's pitching staff was ranked in the top 5 in the nation the other day, and they're very good as well. I think our whole conference is good, and I'm proud of that because we've been down a few years ago, and now we're getting the respect and the respect that we deserve as a conference. This is a good conference, top to bottom. So we don't have a lot of teams in it, but we're a powerful conference still.
Thanks, Glenn.
Jerry?
Glenn, another thing you talked about in the first pitch is moving players around. You guys have been practicing a little bit. Talk about that, and maybe, what are you seeing there? And I guess it maybe gives you more flexibility if you're able to move guys around.
Well, I think that's what in recruiting we try to err on the side of those with more versatility. And I think we've got a lot of kids in our program right now that can play multiple positions. So the challenge becomes how much do you move them around and play musical chairs, or do you just how quickly you can get into a set 9? And our objective has typically been by mid-March to know who our 9, not our 9 best, but our best 9 will be by that time, and then kind of stick with it with only exceptions due to injury or, someone that's just really, really struggling.
Anything else for Coach Moore? Maybe? No. Okay.
I have something. I don't know how you guys are going to take BP virtually this year. I'm trying to figure that one out, but we're working on it. Maybe a Madden game of softball or something like that.
It's all talk. It's all rumor, and it's just who can talk the biggest game, I guess.
Oh man,
I like Jerry.
I think I just hit a home run.
Oh, okay.
You can do your home run dance for some other time then.
Hey, Glenn, before you go, you said something there that I'm curious about.
No.
You said what did you say? Our best 9 or 9 best. What's the difference between that?
I'll see if I say it right here. Our best 9 is the group.
Okay.
So the best team.
Okay.
Our 9 best, you might have 9 All-Americans out there, but they don't all play together as a team. You have them out of position. So it's your best group, finding out who works better at what position. I've had to put players at their second best position because I had someone else that couldn't play that position, and I needed to put them in the outfield or whatever. A lot of times you'll move a player to the outfield because they're not very good on the infield. That's an inside joke right there, though.
Nikki, you guys obviously didn't finish last year. Is there a lot of motivation coming into this year, especially since you have so many players back?
Yeah, I would say that there is. I think one of the things that I continuously talk about and tell you guys is with that season being short, I think we're talking about 2 or 3 classes that haven't experienced postseason. So for me, My sophomore year, we went to the A&M regional, and then everybody that's coming after that hasn't got to experience anything outside of regular competition. So to get them, to see something that's a little bit different and with a different fan base, different type of mentality when playing, that's what we want to do for them. So they want to experience, we want them to experience. So that factors into a lot of, the way that we should be playing this year.
Thank you.
Right, Matt.
Yeah, Nikki, I guess with the off season and it's such a timing sport, especially at the plate for softball. What was it like for you being shut down, and then when were you able to really kind of pick things back up and get back in a groove?
I think I just don't think that anyone can really say what that experience was like, just because we were getting ready for a game when everything was shut down. And then, of course, we're waiting around, don't know what's going to happen. A lot of us, we truly thought it was the last time that we were going to play. For me, I was dealing with an injury at the time, so I already wasn't playing. And so just a lot goes into the unknown of wondering what's going to happen. So now, once we kind of figured out everything, realizing who's coming back, the team that we have, I think, we just come together and focus and work and see the bigger picture. I think it kind of helped a lot of us see that you never know when it's going to be your last game, last play, last anything. So I think being able to take that situation and come back and play again is just something that we're always going to be grateful for.
Absolutely. And, you kind of touched on it right there, but just the ability to kind of get another senior year and continue to play this game, how much does that mean to you? And to do it with so many of your teammates that decided to come back?
Exciting. Transferring here, I always thought about having an extra year here, playing 4 years here. So this gave me that 4 years here at Baylor. Somewhere that 4 years is kind of how your career is supposed to go. And so that's very special to me.
Thank you.
Jerry.
Nikki, with the number of freshmen that came in, this is kind of a difficult position for them because it's like there's no openings. But obviously, you want competition. How do you encourage them? How do you kind of push them to, hey guys, we're going to need you somewhere along the way, that kind of thing?
Right. I think when you come in, you kind of see where the seniors are leaving, what spots will be open. With everyone coming back, it's just a lot of competition. We have. I truly don't know how many people we have, but we do have everyone fighting and competing, because I think this team truly understands that injuries can happen. And so people got to step up anytime. Playing, not playing great or playing to your best is different, but injuries are an unknown thing. And so everyone's got to be able to be ready and step up and play. But motivation wise, I think we're just ready. We just want to get out there and play someone other than ourselves. And so we're always ready.
And do you see the talent in that freshman class though? I mean, are they ones that when it's their time, if it's this year, next year, whatever, that there's some definite talent in that group?
For sure. Most definitely. This group is always here, before anyone else. They're here later. They're always working. They do a good job with energy too. So they definitely show their will and desire to be here and play, not only by their actions and
Hold on. That was weird. Okay, can y'all still hear us?
I can now. She cut out at the very end.
Okay, that was weird. Okay. Anything else?
But I'm blaming it on you, Krista.
Well, yeah, it said audio changed to your AirPods, and that was a hard pass. All right, DJ, what you got?
Hey Nikki, how you doing?
hello, how are you?
I know it's gonna be difficult this season without Coach Lumley, but how has working been with Coach Jonigan now that he's back with the squad?
Hoot is great, and as you guys know, Lum is a very, very special guy to this program and each of us as well. So I think when you think about replacing somebody like Lum, it's always going to be difficult. But Hoot has come in. We got to experience him 2 years ago a little bit, and now we've got him full time. So he brings, great energy, his own philosophy. He's really just stepping in, kind of owning his drills and the way that he wants or views hitting to be done. So we definitely miss Lum for sure. And like Coach Moore said, we're going to dedicate a lot of the things that we do to him and play with a new desire and passion. And so I think it's always going to be tough when you lose someone as big as Lum, but, we're trying to adjust and play for him.
Yeah. Hi, Gia. Well, what's it like for you? You get kind of a bonus year here. Is that pretty exciting?
Yeah, I feel like I've been here forever, but it's been the biggest blessing. And I knew once we got that year back that I wanted to come back. So I'm just taking every minute in and soaking it in, knowing this is going to be my last year. So I'm just enjoying the time I have and just very appreciative that we are able to have another season.
Are you feeling good physically? Is your arm good?
Yeah, everything's good. Just getting ready for our first game coming up and just getting team chemistry all in line.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Jerry.
Gia, obviously some pitching developed, some depth there. Does that help you just knowing that it's, I mean, as much as maybe you want to be out there a lot, that there are other pitchers, there are other options?
Yeah, we have a great staff. We have a lot of depth, and we just have a lot of uniqueness in our bullpen. And I just think that's just going to help the long run. It's going to help with better matching up before we play a weekend series or tournament. So I just think that this just gives us a lot of versatility, and it's just going to be better for us down the road going into postseason.
And Whitney Canyon wants to welcome you to the 6-year club.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Matt.
Yeah, Gia, Nikki talked about it a little bit, but just the hunger to get back to the postseason after, especially after last year was canceled and you guys were rolling. How much is that driving you all to get back there and to make a run one more time?
Postseason's always our goal. We want to get there because that's how we get to the World Series, is by our first step of regionals. So just knowing that is our end goal. That's what all the work in the summer and in the winter go to, is just trying to get as physically and mentally prepared to make it that long. So I think we have a great team that we're forming along. We have depth. We have a lot of upperclassmen seniors. So postseason is definitely on our mind, and we're excited to get playing here soon.
Thank you.
Anybody else? DJ?
Hi, Gia. So far, how have y'all been dealing with all of these COVID protocols and having the possibility of having a series or a game canceled this season?
Yeah, it's definitely very strict, the protocols we have to follow. But our athletic trainer is doing a great job of making sure that we follow by them and abide by them. And our coaches as well are doing their part, and just little reminders just to socially distance, wear a mask when needed. Going into series, obviously we can't change if a game is canceled or not. But I know that coach had mentioned that we will look at other possibilities of teams to play to make sure we get our games in.
And I also asked Nikki this, but what's it been like working with Coach Hoot? Obviously, not having Coach Lumley anymore is a very difficult thing, but having Coach Jonigan back, how has that transition been like?
Yeah, Coach Lum was by far the best man I've ever known. He's widely loved and respected, and he's for sure going to be missed greatly here at Baylor softball and just in life in general. Hoot, he's definitely stepped in and he hasn't missed a beat. He's energetic. He loves helping you, even if you're not a position player that he normally would coach. So I don't work much with him, but I do talk with him on the outside. And he's just a great man to have conversation with. And he brings a lot of infectious energy for our team, which that's what we love and we need.